you just looked at South Africans and you thought, oh my word. I mean, they are just big guys, big men. Not just big as in tall, but big, just huge people, physically intimidating, physically scary. They will run at you and they'll run really hard. And if that doesn't work, they'll run at you again and they'll run really hard. And if that doesn't work, they're going to run over the top of you. There wasn't necessarily that much flexibility with the way that they played because they didn't have to be. They just bullied their way forward. And there's always been a little bit of that mentality in the South Africans. I don't know whether it's the Dutch mentality. I'm not quite sure where it comes from, but it's definitely there. And more often than not, they do bully their way to victory. So I think what we were determined to do as a group of Lions was to say that we are going to stand up to that physical onslaught. You all learn very quickly from an early age that if you want to have any chance of beating any South African team, but particularly the Springboks, you have to at least match them physically, And I don't mean to be unkind, but I sort of liken it to the school bully. If you're in the playground and the school bully comes along, you've got one choice. You either take a beating or you stand up to him. And South Africa are very much like that. First scrum of the game, we had a bit of a disaster, really. We worked so hard on our set piece, so hard on our scrummages. We knew that it was going to be such a big sort of battle within a battle. They scored a try. I think it was a Russell Bennett try that was disallowed, and it was disallowed by. There was no TMO in those days. Colin Hawke, the All Black New Zealand referee, disallowed the try for a marginal, and I mean marginal, forward pass. Now, at 16-12, if that try had stood, you'd like to think that South Africa were home and hosed. So, for me, that try being disallowed was a real turning point in the game and allowed us to stay in it.